Eric, you're around a lot of successful people. What's the biggest mistake you see successful people make?
Such a good question. You ever hear of the story of Napoleon in one of the greatest defeats by one of the strongest military generals in the world? Napoleon was defeated in 1812 by the Russian winter. It's one of the greatest lessons in history that you'll ever hear about arrogance and overconfidence. Napoleon was at the height of his power, conquering much of Europe like no one had ever done before. One of the greatest, honestly, the greatest leaders when it comes to sort of military defeat. He thought he was unstoppable. He became incredibly arrogant. He literally believed he was destined for eternal success. It was in 1812 he decided to invade Russia. In his mind, without a shadow of doubt, he was going to obliterate them. Did not matter. He just knew it. Now, anyone with any kind of common sense at that time knew that this was probably not a good idea, little Napoleon. Russia isn't just a normal country. It's a frozen wasteland. It's a frozen tundra. And if you don't know how to handle it, I don't know if this is going to work out so well for you. But Napoleon, no, he was so sure of his superiority. He was so certain of his destiny that he disregarded all the warning signs. He marched his grand army. At the time was one of the largest military forces ever assembled, ever, straight into Russia. And what do you think happened? Napoleon, blinded by his own ego, thought he could conquer Russia just like he'd done with every other country he'd come in contact with. But he did not account for the one enemy that no general can defeat, the Russian winter. All of his soldiers froze, they starved, and they were slaughtered by a country that barely even had to lift a finger in comparison to what Napoleon had to do on his side. By the time he realized that mistake, it was too late. His once mighty army was decimated, and it marked the beginning of his downfall. What is the lesson here? It's arrogance and overconfidence. These are killers when you become successful in life. No matter how powerful, smart you think you are, do not underestimate your challenges. Do not underestimate any competition, no matter how great you think you are. If you think you're above the rules, especially the rules of nature, you're gonna fail. Greatness requires wisdom, and wisdom means knowing your limits. It means staying grounded. The moment you think you're invincible is the moment when you're actually most vulnerable.